Good evening. Welcome to the Conservation Commission meeting at Douglas on Monday, August 15th, 2022. It's 7:05 PM. I'm acting chair until Tracy gets here in a few minutes. Discussion item number one, we have a handful of orders to be signed. I think we have 3 over there. We'll pass those around throughout the meeting to sign them if they've been approved already from the last meeting. Second item is meeting minutes from June 27. Did any of us have a chance to look at those?
I did not. No.
Okay. Do we want to hold off on the meeting minutes then? Okay. And then Tracy, if you wanted to start with discussion item 3, it's the request for certificate of compliance for Joe Vecchione.
Okay, Steve, do you have that plan? Was that submitted, the as-built for 121 Webster? You're muted. Can you hear me? Steve?
Yeah.
121 Webster Street, the as-built plan?
They haven't seen anything, it's seen within the 12th, or it's just, you don't have anything by the 12th, we'll just take them out from general.
Okay. The next one, 84 Bigelow Road.
Yeah, there's an as-built plan to the right of Mark. This is a septic repair.
And here's the video. Did you
Here's
put that
the,
in, Jay?
Video. There's a tight lot.
Yes, I remember this one, yep.
And then, the tanks are under the car. And then this grass area is the septic system.
Is anyone here on behalf of 84 Bigelow Road, certificate of compliance?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, come on over. You want to just say a few
record,
words? Yes.
Margaret Bacon, Civil Site Engineering, and I'm here requesting a certificate for the septic repair for 84 Bigelow. Basically, it was, as you can see right there, that's, Steve, if you want to just go back. Yeah, right, yeah. Actually, the septic is, if you could turn around, or, there you go.
How do you do that?
That's a septic right there.
Present?
Wow.
That's the only
Well,
place
she knows.
you could put it.
Okay. It's in accordance with the plan approved?
Yes, it's
and
right where the plan proposed it, it looks like.
I'll entertain a motion to issue the certificate of compliance for 84 Bigelow Road.
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Greco. Second by Mr. Harris. All those in favor? You can say,
KG Dudley, aye.
I'm gonna abstain because I'm not familiar with it.
okay, yep.
Okay.
Mike Greco, aye. Eric Harris, aye.
Mark Mungimai.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next item, request for a certificate of compliance, Conservation Drive, Lot 11R, 22 Conservation Drive. This was, no work was commenced, correct? We're closing out.
That's the order that was done 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Refiled, you already approved the notice of
Yep.
last meeting. So procedurally, they have to close this one out
Okay.
before they can record the other one.
I'll entertain a motion to issue the certificate of compliance for Lot 11R, AKA 22 Conservation Drive.
So moved.
Motion made by Katie Grace,
Second.
second by Eric. All those in favor?
KG Dudley, aye.
Mike Greco, aye.
Abstain.
Abstain.
Eric Harris, aye.
Mark Mungimai.
Okay, thank you. Next item, letter sent to Douglas Properties LLC on emergency certification form issued July 3rd, 2021 for Shore Road, parcel 299-7.161. Okay, Steve, you want to give us an update on that?
Yeah, we with the emergency certificate, there's a letter that was issued last summer. The commission submitted a letter to Douglas Properties LLC last June. You have that in your package. And subsequently, I don't think they got the letter in time, so they didn't make the deadline in the date of the letter, but we were able to reach the applicant. They were aware that we were requesting them to come in and talk. I think they sent an email after last July, the meeting in July. We subsequently requested that they come in and talk to the commission at this meeting. And so that's where we stand. So they're going to come in. We also sent item number 7. We sent a letter that was drafted and was sent to the Millers also, an 8. That's in everyone's package, and they responded. It's a letter, it's probably in the first one, dated August 11th. So both of them here tonight about the letter. Letters we sent revolving around the emergency certificate and culvert repair on Shore Road.
Okay, thank you. And were we requesting, the filing for the after the fact notice of intent?
That was the letter with the,
Right,
and town council here is here.
yes.
On behalf of
Attorney Winter, good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Just for the record, Brian Winter, Town Council's office or Special Counsel's office. Happy to answer any questions or give you sort of my quick summary, if you'd like, of where we're at.
Yeah, why don't you start with a quick summary and the emergency order and the after the fact notice of intent, if that is required. Excuse me, sir? Sorry, thank you.
So in a nutshell, we were looking to get responses, and I remember loud and clear from the commission at the last meeting, we were looking to get a filing. We were looking to get something on a plan that showed where this pipe was installed and what was planned for it. And so Mr. Zisk and I co-authored a letter to both involved parties. And one of them responds in writing, and I don't know if they're with you in person, but I'm hoping they are.
They're present.
We received from Howard Kotesh, and this is their answer, and it actually moves the ball forward on what we're hoping to do here. And I'm referring to the second page of his August 11th letter, where he commits the Millers to doing this work and looking for approval of an amended plan, which is pending now. So one part of the problem appears that we've got some movement on, which is getting the work done on the ground. The second part is the paperwork. You had mentioned an after-the-fact filing, and that would be great if there was a standalone notice to put in front of you and for you to act on. But there's another way I suppose you could do it, and that's if the Millers were willing to include this in their amended filing, show it on the plan, get it on paper, and then sort of bake it into what's already in front of you. Either way, you end up in the same place. You have a filing in front of you that shows what's going to be on the ground, and what's proposed to be on the ground, and so you have sort of regulatory supervision over it. So either way, it gets you to the same place, essentially, and then you can condition it appropriately. So I'm guessing that this is, with respect to the pipe itself, the culvert itself, this is work that you want to see done sooner rather than later. So one of the things you could discuss when I'm finished up in a second here is whether or not you would want to green light the Millers to do this work while the hearing is still open, so that once they get the materials and they get a crew that's able to install it, they just go ahead and do so, notwithstanding the fact that you haven't actually issued the order of conditions that's pending in front of you, subject to, of course, finalizing that and getting a plan that shows this pipe. So there's a couple ways you can approach it. either way it gets you to that goal that you've been looking for. So hopefully, if the Millers and their council are there, you can ask them what their intentions are going forward, but those would be the next steps.
Okay, thank you. So first, Attorney Potash. So I guess we can group these together.
Hi, good evening.
Yes.
I'm Howard Potash. I represent the Millers. I'm at 390 Main Street, Worcester. We're interested in resolving the matter. Well, I would propose on behalf of my clients, we'll put in concrete pipe. A good portion of the pipe is on the property of Douglas Properties that's here tonight with their council. They have to give us permission because most of the pipe is on their property. We'll do it. We'll buy the pipe. It takes about a week or two to get the pipe, and we've looked into it. An installer is 4 to 5 to 6 weeks, minimum 4 weeks to get someone to do it. We have someone who has told us a minimum of 4 weeks if he doesn't get backed up on other jobs, and we'll pay that installer. We'll buy the crushed stone and anything else we need. There's some other materials, and we'll get them and store it until he comes. The emergency order we would need is only good for 30 days, so I would propose that the order issue when we notify you when we know the installer can come. Not easy to get a pipe installer, but 4 or 5 weeks probably we'll have someone, and we'll order the pipe and the other materials. The only conditions we have is one, we want, which I think is not a problem from talking to Mr. Lane who's here, but his clients give written permission so we can go on their property. We'll do a plan. The engineer is here after the new pipe is in. We'll provide a plan to you showing the new pipe in. And the only difference is going to be that it's going to be concrete pipe because it's a dirt road, and we've been told that's better. And we need the highway department and police will close off the road while that's done. My client has talked to them. That shouldn't be a problem. Provide you with a plan. However, we want, besides Douglas Properties giving written permission, which they will, we want our amended plan for the walkway and the wall approved, which has been pending a long time. 4 weeks ago it was said that there was going to be peer review. 2 weeks ago it was going to be peer review. We haven't heard from anyone. We want that plan approved before we do the pipe work. And the final thing, and it may not be possible under the board's jurisdiction, we don't want to hear from the Lawrences, the Lawrence son who doesn't live there. We don't want to hear from Madeline Myers. We don't want to hear any more complaints about this pipe, that's an 8-inch pipe instead of a 12-inch pipe. It works fine, the 8-inch pipe. I've had someone look at it who's a water consultant. It works fine. But we'll replace it, but we just don't want to hear any more complaints from them. This is the 4th or 5th time I've been here hearing about that pipe, and we'll take care of it. It'll be done correctly by an experienced person who puts in the pipe with a high-quality concrete pipe. My clients will pay all the expense. It's probably somewhere around $3,000 or more. They'll pay for it. They'll pay for the engineer to do the plan, and we'll be done. We'll be done with the issue. We won't argue over responsibility or anything. We'll do it. And but we feel that we shouldn't have to deal with this amended plan anymore. My clients have done everything they're supposed to do throughout building this house. They've complied, and hopefully that will resolve the matter. And we'll do it if we could do it tomorrow, we would do it. But it isn't that easy to get the pipe, and more importantly, it's difficult to get someone to do it. We have our consultant, Glenn Kozerski, does business with this pipe installer in Charlton, and he'll come as quickly as he can. He told my clients a minimum of 4 weeks, probably 5 to 6 weeks maximum to do it. He'll come as quickly as possible. We'll have everything there ready for him. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Board, Questions, comments?
Where's the Pikeman Shore Road?
Across from 115 Shore, about 8 houses down.
There's a total of
In
4
the-
pipes underneath Shore Road, and the one we're discussing is the one across from 115.
So my question would be, are we going to perform any analysis for properly sizing that pipe
Well,
and engineered?
I think Mr. Zisk has asked for 12 inches. Originally, the pipe that was there for 60 or 70 years was all different sizes, but the request, I understand, was for 12-inch pipe, and we're glad to comply.
Okay, one
That's not
second.
true. I never made a detailed comment on the size
Okay.
of pipe.
So I think it's a fairly easy calculation if we could, double check the size to make sure that is appropriate size. Would they be willing to do that?
Who would check it?
Oh, an engineer,
With it.
yeah.
My
Oh, our
Ralph
engineer,
Macarius.
sure.
Yeah.
Ralph Macarius was Alpha Omega Engineering. The existing pipe under, on my client's property is a 12-inch pipe.
Yes.
So to replace the other one with a larger pipe, even if it doesn't fit the current calculations, that means we have to replace the other pipe also with a larger one, if it doesn't fit. And
Right.
which means we're gonna have to survey their property to get all the drainage calculations area. And that's an additional cost on my client.
Can't you take the watershed?
Well, you can, everything's gonna be approximate.
Yeah, so I don't want to make the same mistake twice, and if we're here, we're at the end zone here. I just want to confirm that that pipe is suitable sized for the watershed.
But that's the pipe under the road. The remaining, the other pipe on my client's property is a 12-inch pipe.
Right. So,
If we have to site this one, and if it's smaller than the required, the current stormwater management requirement, that means we have to replace the other ones.
okay, board. So is that answer no? We're not going to calculate
It's up
the
to-
pipe size required to handle the watershed?
It's up to them to decide.
I think it's a pretty straightforward calculation.
I think it's pretty straightforward,
And
that a 12-inch pipe, and it's been recommended to my clients that we use a concrete pipe because it'll be at least a foot of dirt cover over it, and it can handle even I've been told it can even handle a big trailer truck going over it, which is not probably going to happen, but it's the strongest pipe for the situation, the best pipe available.
Right, because you don't have a lot of cover.
As the
So-
engineer mentioned, there are limitations to expanding the pipe that goes under the street. Coverage over the pipe, if you get a bigger pipe, there's going to be less coverage over the top of it. And then secondly, you don't usually run a bigger pipe into a smaller pipe, it's usually the other way around, so.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Yeah, I just,
How big is the pipe
When
going
it-
across now?
8-inch. It was replaced. A smaller pipe was replaced into,
Yes, it
bigger.
replaced a 12-inch pipe. The 8-inch pipe replaced a 12-inch pipe. We want to go back to the 12-inch pipe.
okay, and are we blending this activity with the amended notice of intent request for 115?
Well, we would want before we do the work, we're willing to do the work, agree to do the work and provide a plan, but we want our amended plan, which has been pending for some time, we want that approved. We want that
Right, I
approved.
understand that, but let's just say it's 6 weeks out anyway. So we'd like to see the activity and blend this activity in with the amended notice of intent. So that's shown on one plan, so we know exactly what happened.
I don't think we want to put this, we'll provide a separate plan for the pipe because the pipe is not on their property. It's under the road and onto Douglas Properties land. This pipe that's being replaced is not within the 4 corners of their house lot. So we don't want to change the plan that's been presented for the amended plan. That's a separate thing. That's their house. This pipe is something totally different, and the engineer will provide a as-built, as-replaced plan to you, showing the pipe and where it is, and we'll provide it to you. He's willing to.
But
we've
the
talked
pipe
about that.
issue actually caused your client to come back here
I'm sorry, no. I don't-
for the drainage issues and for the wall.
No,
So
I
that,
think- my understanding is they came back for the wall and for the walkway, and it had nothing to do with that pipe. That pipe is under Shore Road onto the Douglas properties. It has nothing to do, except it connects to a pipe under their house, which was there long before they bought the old house and demolished it and built this house. So we don't want to mix this pipe, this replacement pipe, with the plan that they've filed. We're seeking to have the amended plan that they filed. We're seeking for that to be approval. Now, 4 weeks ago, excuse me for sitting, it's been a long day.
that's okay. You don't have to stand.
But 4 weeks ago, it was stated that there was going to be sent out for peer review, which we didn't oppose. We don't think it's necessary. The plan is fine, done by the engineer, showing the wall and the walkway. And 2 weeks ago, we were told it was being sent out to Graves Engineering. We haven't heard from anyone. My clients were willing to pay for the peer review, of course, but we're seeking to have that amended plan approved, and we're willing to agree, as we said, to do the pipe replacement and provide a separate plan once it's in by the engineer, and do that. But we don't want the two of them tied, but we want our plan approved, the amended plan. It's been a year since they filed the amended plan, and Mrs. Lawrence and Ms. Myers and Mr. Lawrence's son have come in on Zoom several times, and they've made complaints about this pipe. They've made all kinds of complaints, so we're willing, my clients are willing to spend the money without any argument about doing the pipe, but they want their plan approved, and they don't want to hear any more complaints from the Lawrences or Ms. Myers about it. And
Okay. All
we
right.
don't believe, I will add, as I put in my letter, if I can say this, they have never caused, the Millers in their construction have never caused any water problem for the Lawrences or the Myers. Any water problem was not as a result of their construction. And last year, the pipe broke. It was 60 to 80
Okay.
years old.
Right.
And they cooperated.
We've
so we're willing-
got the picture.
Yeah, you got the picture.
Okay.
So we want to
You
bring
can
it to
say
an end.
whatever you want to say in the letter. We are
It's in the
very close, to rectifying the situation.
Okay.
We do have the peer review that came in,
Proposal.
the proposal today.
Okay.
So you did not receive a copy?
We
It
did
came in
not.
today.
What
Just came in.
time?
Well, it came in this morning, but I didn't receive it until after, I got it
Okay.
with a meeting.
So the board will have to look at, I know you did not oppose having the peer review, because this is such a sensitive area and it is, long, drawn-out road, no pun. So we do have something in front of us that the board will need to decide if we're moving forward with reviewing of that amended plan.
Yeah, we don't have any opposition. We'd like to get it done, if it's done by Graves right away. And my clients and the engineer will cooperate.
Okay.
And they were willing to pay the cost of what the peer review was, and get it done so their plan can be approved.
Okay.
And we don't believe there will be any problem found with the plan provided at all. We think it's in perfect order and it's appropriate, but, if the board wants to go ahead with peer review, we're not going to oppose it, but we would like it done. My clients want to complete their work. It's been a long time, and they would like the peer review done promptly. And give us a copy if you can, and tell us the amount to pay to Graves, and they'll issue a check. So we're interested in getting this done as quickly as possible.
Okay, they said approximately 3 weeks of our receipt of the client's signed work order acceptance.
How much is it, please?
It's $5,500.
Okay. I'll have to talk to my clients about that.
So what I also wanted to review with the board, the scope of services or the scope of work for this review. While we're here, we can do that. The only other thing with not blending the pipe in with this amended order, so would the board request a separate notice of intent filing then?
For the pipe in the
Yes.
property? Yes.
For the pipe.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's why this is kind of, and the engineer did put the pipe on the plan. So the roadway pipe is shown, there are other features shown. That's why we were asking, I think that was one of the issues, that an existing 8-inch. I think that's what the plan was, right?
I haven't seen the plan
I would
recently.
leave it to the engineer, but I would say we have an amended plan for the wall and the walkway, which is in the four corners of their lot. I would rather just simply have them do a simple plan showing the installation of the pipe once it's done, and provide that to the Conservation Commission, simply showing
Yes.
of a new pipe replacement and where it is, the depth and everything, and have the engineer who's here just provide that as a separate plan, because it's not within the four corners of their house lot.
Right, I agree, but the emergency certificate was issued, and we can request a notice of intent filing and after-the-fact filing. So this would avoid the after-the-fact filing to do the work that's jurisdictional.
Well, we could provide a plan to you. The pipe is going in the same place. We could provide a plan to you before the pipe's put in, where it is. It's going to be in the same location. It's just going to be 12-inch instead of 8-inch.
I understand, but I think avoiding an additional notice of intent filing for the activity would be to group that pipe in with the active existing notice of intent request.
Well, there
And
was
the same
an-
people would be-
There was an emergency order issued last July. And no request was made for any plan at that time, but
There was, the emergency
I'm
order was
sorry,
contingent on
we'll
there being
have
a
to-
plan after
Yeah,
that.
we'll have to stop you
That
on
was
that.
very clear.
we didn't install the plan, the pipe at that time. But I would say that we just want to do it the simplest way, we can get it done. And then the simplest way to get it done, I think, is just to issue an emergency order. We install it, and we provide you a plan after installed. Immediately, the engineer can do it. He'll do his measurements probably before, when they open it up, I would assume. And I can ask him, and he'll get it done right away, and we'll provide it to you.
Yeah, I think the simplest way would be to revise the plan that's in front of us to
Right.
include the activity and have the note on there.
Okay,
That-
that's fine.
I mean, that would be the most
Let me
streamlined.
ask the engineer. I don't want to do a new,
That's o-
we don't want to do a new plan for the house, which, the amended plan. We just want to give you a plan that shows the replacement of the pipe.
The plan is going to go under review with Graves anyway, so it may be revised after the review. So the plan is not really set in stone, so I'm just trying to get to the quickest way possible to
I
revise
don't know what the
it.
comment. from the
Attorney Winter?
engineer.
Yeah,
Hi.
would you like me to comment?
Yes, please.
So, Madam Chair, I agree with you 100%, and there's two issues that come to mind. One is the simplest, most efficient way to get this done is to add it to the plan you already have, which shows a pipe and it shows an 8-inch pipe. So, if another plan comes in not attached to that, it would require a new notice of intent, which is a more burdensome, expensive, complicated filing. It's a new hearing. So what the commission is suggesting is actually a benefit to the applicant to just merge it with the existing filing. So that's point number one. Point number two is if they're going to put in a 12-inch pipe, then the plan you have in front of you is going to be inaccurate. And so that's going to have to get amended anyway. So you're not going to be able to approve it as it sits in front of you on the table now. So that's going to have to get updated. So why not just put these two things together? Easy. So I think that's the best way forward. I think that's what the commission is suggesting, and I support it.
Thank you. So if you wanted to discuss that, you could also. I don't think we're going to get everything 100% resolved tonight. Yes.
Well, if we
Just-
can, we like
The plan that was approved for 115 Shore Road was only for that property. Now you want me to do some work on some abutting properties that was not part of the order of conditions for 115 Shore Road and the road that's going to be included in my client's property's order of condition. How can we do that? I mean, that's including work on somebody else's land to be part of an approved order of conditions,
Where's the somebody else's land?
which is the replacing the pipe on their property. Part of the pipe is on their land,
How
not on the
much
road.
of the pipe?
Well, there is a section of the pipe that's on their land.
What is the section?
I mean,
Do you know?
I think it's about 25, 24 out of the 36 feet. A
It's-
good portion, more than half is on Douglas Properties land.
This is the property line right here. There's a section of the pipe that means we have to do work on somebody else's land as part of our order of condition for our land. If it's in the road, maybe, but how can we include somebody else's property on the same order of condition that we have already for our land?
Madam Chair, may I
Yes.
offer a comment on that?
Thank you.
If it's appropriate to do so. Notices of intent, like a lot of wetlands filings, get filed all the time by people who are someone other than the owner of the property where the work is going to occur. It has a section at the end that just says, if the applicant is not the owner, does the owner approve? So all you need is a letter of consent from Douglas Properties to amend, and it's not a permitting issue from our end. So outside of the Conservation Commission, obviously, the Millers need to obtain those rights, but it's not a permitting problem. You can just add that signature line to the application that's already in front of you, or even do it by letter, and we'll be fine on the wetlands protection side.
Okay, and as far as listing the parcel IDs where the work is taking place and the butter notification should still be accurate.
Yeah,
But-
it's not going to change.
Okay.
We are including
We're talking
another,
about, what, a couple?
25 feet, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
25.
60 feet.
Total.
we're including
Okay.
another parcel across the street that
Yes.
is also a butters that's
Yeah.
not going to be notified.
I believe that they would still, that's what Attorney Winter was saying, they would still be the same with the 300.
And the most effective party is here.
Correct.
Well, both,
Okay.
Douglas Properties is here too.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Okay.
The effective party with the greatest stake in this is represented right now.
Correct. Thank you.
Seems it is.
Yes. Okay, so board, do we have any questions at the moment?
No, I'm just to
Comments?
speak to with the last meeting, that I requested that there be a plan, and that was the only thing that I demanded, so this satisfies everything that I was asking for in the last meeting.
Okay. And then if we go through the scope of work, does that look appropriate for what we would like
So
to
this,
have reviewed?
we discussed in the last meeting, they did not want to have the peer review cover the culvert, and so the peer review does not include the roadway. The peer review that we requested for 115 Shore Road does not include the roadway, and that was intentional.
Okay.
It's not something that we can review.
So if board, we can read through, what, you have yours?
No,
Oh, you don't have a folder?
that's why, Tracy, tonight I can, I'm just gonna change.
Sit, okay.
First night.
Okay, all right, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
If you want to read that, go ahead.
And it says specifically what this says.
They don't want to pay anything this point.
What we said was that it would just be the one property, so if the work order includes that.
Okay, Mark?
Looks fine with me. I mean, I was most interested in the historical review to make sure that the drainage patterns that exist today have not been changed from either what was existing before the new house was built and from, or from what the plan proposed it to be.
Okay.
So I think that is this is, number 2 on here, review overall site drainage patterns prior to work beginning, and now with the existing conditions. Satisfies me.
Okay. So, Steve, do you want a motion to accept this peer review estimate?
Do you need to do that?
Sure.
Okay. Right?
Yeah, you want a
We're
motion?
going to move forward, right, with this review?
Yeah, I would make a motion to accept the estimate for the peer review proposed by Graves Engineering for 115 Shore Road.
I'm just confused because
Oh, sorry.
at the start of the meeting, you said that you would give the client, or the proponent a chance to review this to see if they would accept what's involved
Right.
and what the cost will be. So
Right.
If we approve it now, are we,
So we'll just have to
Are we
wait
not
a
giving
next
them a
meeting
chance?
now. Unless you want me to table it for you to review it. What?
Want to give them a copy of it now?
We have,
Yes.
we got extra copies for signature.
Yeah. Could you please mute? Could you mute them, please?
Yeah, it's not, yeah, we gotta be careful because it's not under discussion, so
That's fair.
we can table it to the next meeting.
I thought
I
we
just-
made a motion to engage in peer review.
I
We didn't
thought
make a
that,
motion the last time?
yes, we said that we pre-approved it at the last meeting, provided that obviously they don't have to accept it if they don't, if they didn't agree to the price or whatever. They wanted us to pre-approve it
Yeah, that's what I
at the last
recall.
meeting. So that's what we did. So if the client agrees to this work order, it should be good to go because we pre-approved it.
No, not okay.
Or that pre-approved them to have a peer review. So now, if we pre-approve this estimate, we're saying we're okay with this work order. And they still have the opportunity to say, no, we don't like that work order, and then we'll have to.
if they do, then I'm okay with it.
I don't think, I mean, someone
I'd
correct
like
me
to-
if I'm wrong.
I'd like to, could you please mute them?
That's what they're sending.
E6910? Or take them off the, thank you.
That's what I
We'll
thought.
see what Brian has to say.
Okay. Yeah, it was my understanding that approving the work order did not impose it on them. It just said that we thought that this was a good work order.
Let me just look at the meeting minutes. Attorney Winter, what's the process for this? I thought we had moved to go to peer review
Yeah, well, that's what,
because the board would require it.
that's $5,500.
But that we just received this today and the applicant has not had time to review it.
Sure, so you typically, when the commission votes to move forward with peer review, to get that estimate, it's provided to the applicant. This all happens outside of the meeting. So
Yeah.
you've already approved
Yeah.
it, is my understanding.
Yeah.
You voted to do this,
Okay,
subject to an acceptable scope of services, and that's the applicant's decision essentially at this point. So the next thing you would hear is from Mr. Zisk saying we received the check and it's going forward.
okay,
It's not on your agenda for this item tonight, but I don't think it needs to be because there's nothing you need to do.
All right.
perfect. Thank you for the clarification. Okay, all right.
they want to accept it.
So I think, board, we can move forward. We had a discussion and we can move forward with the process. I think they know what we've requested. So the next one, yes,
Can I just interrupt
moment.
for a second?
Yeah.
My clients do not want to accept 5,500. They think that's way too high. They don't want to accept that.
okay. So town council has just told us that you can discuss that outside of the meeting and that it's not on our agenda. So we had already previously accepted to go to peer review, get the scope of work, and then if the check never shows up, never shows up.
And Madam
Yes.
Chair, can I just clarify?
Yes.
So if, since we now know that they're going to object to it, the only thing you can do is just put it on your agenda for the next meeting, just for discussion of that item.
Okay.
And then that means that the plan will not be reviewed, peer reviewed by the September 12th meeting. So I think that's also why we did it, so that it would be in the works. while
Yeah, we wanted to make sure we had the ball rolling, but we also expected them to get the estimate much earlier.
Yeah.
Can I have a copy of from my clients of the peer review work order?
Sure. Okay. All right. hand that. Okay, and then the letter sent to Douglas Properties LLC on the emergency certification form. Does Douglas Properties LLC want to say anything briefly?
But that's all they have.
Not really, but since we're here,
Yeah.
we'll just say that we appreciate the Miller's offer to take care of this issue. And as was indicated, a bit of the pipe is going to be on Douglas Properties' property. And we are happy to consent to it filing an amended notice of intent to include the pipe that's going to be on our property with the usual conditions that obviously we need the order conditions, that the work's done by an insured contractor, and that it's a 12-inch pipe.
Okay.
If those conditions can be met, we are happy to consent to the work.
Okay, great. And your work order for services was also emailed in today. So Steve will pass that along to you
All
for
right.
peer review. For that NOI plan. The active NOI, the Shore Road NOI.
I'm missing that.
The scope of work, the work order for your peer
okay.
review is also in. So Steve will forward that.
Right.
Thank you. Okay. Board, any other comments or questions on this? No? Okay. New business, public hearing.
I think there's a comment there's a hand raised in the audience.
It's a discussion. No. No, thank you. New business, 7 PM, public hearing, notice of intent, 136 Perry Street, Sunroom. Town of Douglas Conservation Commission, 29 Depot Street, Douglas, Mass. 01516, legal notice for public hearing pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act. The Town of Douglas Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on August 15th, 2022 at 7 PM for a notice of intent filed by Eric Brunel, Black Diamond Construction Company, Inc., located at 136 Perry Street, Douglas, for work to be done pursuant to the Town of Douglas Wetland Bylaw and the Wetland Protection Act, Mass General Law 131, Section 40. The proposed work involves construction of an attached sunroom associated with a single-family house and associated site work within the 100-foot buffer to bordering vegetated wetland. Public participation will be available by attending the meeting at the Town of Douglas Municipal Center located at 29 Depot Street, Douglas, Mass. Or pursuant to Governor Baker's June 16th, 2021 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, general law, Chapter 30A, Section 18. The public may participate in this meeting via remote participation. A website for the meeting will be provided on the conservation agenda, posted on the town's website, douglasma.gov, at least 48 hours prior to the meeting. Copies of the notice of intent application may be examined electronically by contacting Conservation Commission at 508-476-4000, extension 205. Okay, name and address, please.
I'm Kate O'Donnell from Electrotech, representing the project for 136 Ferry Street. I'm here with the applicant.
Eric Brunel, from Black Diamond Construction.
Okay.
Before we start, do you guys need the DEP file number?
Yes, we do.
It is 1431059.
And any comments from DEP?
No.
We have the plan up on the board, so,
I'm not sure why the plan, if the green should extend, if you just follow the wetland.
oh yes,
I'm not sure why.
around the whole house.
I don't know why.
That's okay.
That must have got deleted. But I was on the site in May of this year to delineate the wetland resource areas, and I delineated the boundary of DPW with an A series, A1 to 35 down in this portion, and B1 to B6 up here, which is shown in green. The orange lines are also the 50-foot and 100-foot buffer zone lines. The site is an existing developed property, consists of a single-family house, paved driveway, pool, an existing deck, and sheds, as well as lawn. And the proposed work is to construct a sunroom and deck in the southwestern portion of the house, or on the southwestern portion of the house. And that's the footprint of it right there, shown in outline in blue here, but in pink purple, I guess, there. And this addition is located approximately 44 feet from the wetland at its closest point, which is slightly within the 50-foot setback. However, all of the work is located within existing lawn. I have photos of the site if you'd like to see that. And additionally, the work is located further away from the wetlands than the existing pool and the deck on the property. And the deck is also going to be removed, the existing deck is going to be removed, which is currently inside the 50-foot setback, so removing it will increase the buffer strip in that area. And lastly, we're proposing a straw wattle and silt fence erosion control barrier at the limit of work, shown with the dashed line. And I can answer any questions that you guys have.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you talk about the removal of the deck?
Yes, it's shown right here, deck.
Okay, did you include that in your scope? Because I didn't read that. The description of the project scope?
Does it need to be?
It was noted, I think, in the permit, but not in the conservation, because I didn't know the deck was falling in the conservation area.
Okay.
But,
I just want to make sure we capture all the activity. And then where's the fencing for the pool? Is that going to stay the same?
Yeah.
Or,
Existing.
We're not going to move it, we're just going to bring the
Okay.
stairs down the grade right in front of the existing fence.
and what are you putting the sunroom on?
Big feet and solitudes.
Okay. And do you have a stock pallet area proposed?
It was going to be the front corner that he's
Okay.
showing right there. It looks like there's mulch there.
Okay.
That's what the owners preferred.
In front of the septic?
After the septic, right that spot that you just were at. before
Between the
that.
septic and the front of the,
Yeah, more towards the driveway though. The other
okay.
way, right in the edge of the driveway.
It would be nice to have that shown on the plan, just because we have
Our second
the 50
spot-
and the 100-foot buffer, and the way you're describing it, it could fall in or out of our
So
jurisdiction.
our second spot is there's a turnaround right in front of the garage
Yep.
where it's already gravel. That was our second spot.
Is the turnaround in front of the garage that's gravel the one that's shown as part of paved driveway, or do you have two turnarounds?
It's right next to the shed. Yes, it's showed as paved, but it's not paved.
Oh, okay. Okay, because like the shed is jurisdictional.
Yeah, that was our second
So
spot.
you can just condition on outside of
It has to be outside the 100,
no
okay.
parking machinery. It should only be a day.
Yeah, no, understood.
And I don't even mind that.
It's
That's
only
flipping the
solitude, just
corner. I
don't
mean,
really
it's
much.
50 and it's already So there's no grading proposed.
That's the deck that we're taking down.
Okay. Are you taking down the stairs to the deck as well?
Yes, that's all gone.
Okay.
There sliding doors there out onto the
Sliding
deck?
doors gone.
Oh, that's all getting closed
Yeah,
in?
it's just going to be a bench seat because our first proposed is kitchen remodel. And then they added a sunroom with a deck to the pool.
Sunroom. So wait, the plan includes the sunroom. What does the plan do to the pool?
Nothing,
Okay.
just stands to grade.
So is the HSF line, is that silt fence?
That's the erosion control barrier. It's.
Why is it so extensive? Why is it going all the way around the back of the pool and up to the side yard? Are you planning work behind the pool?
No.
Okay, so we can cut it to the fence corner.
We could easily move the silt fence.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So you
Yeah.
want it to end at the pool.
Yeah. And well, it'll come back in, obviously, like it does in the plan, but yeah, before the pool would be fine. Yep, absolutely. And the stairs to grade are on the sunroom, correct?
On the deck. You come out of the sunroom onto a deck down to, and there's a slider that's going from the house right onto the deck. I have the prints right here, if you want to see them.
Yeah, I'm just, I guess that's why I'm confused by
Yes,
what I'm
so
looking
am I.
at, because I also have the, where is the deck?
Deck is right here.
So,
Off of the sunroom.
Sunroom's right here, so you can come out of the sunroom onto the deck or come out of the kitchen.
So the purple thing is both the sunroom and the deck?
Yeah, they made it all one.
Okay, thank you. Nope, that was the confusion. I was assuming that the purple box was just the sunroom,
no,
but you're saying the
deck
purple
is
box
10 foot.
is half
16.
sunroom and half deck.
yeah, so the other thing so you're saying there's no grading, but you're coming into that hill.
We're coming into the hill. It's an existing slope that's not too steep. We're digging sonotube and then just backblading what we have. The homeowner says he wants to do hardscaping and stuff like that down the road. He doesn't want us to do
Okay,
any sort of retaining walls.
okay. All right. Board, any questions, concerns? So we've got an edit to the erosion control limit of work line. We've got no machinery or stockpiling within the 100-foot buffer. No grading.
I would like the plan to be revised to show that the deck is being removed, because there's no note on here saying that that deck and stairs are being removed. And also indicate where the
Stockpile?
stockpile
And then they would
is
show,
going to be.
and if they're gonna do a revised plan, you would have then the change in the, erosion control.
I think that we can do a simple edit on the plan.
Would it be possible to condition these 3 items? And
No, he wants to see it on the plan, so if you could just
We can send a revised.
edit on the plan right now.
Right now?
Yeah.
And that would work. Okay.
I don't think that we need to hold up till September 12th, hold up this project.
Okay, great. So you want the stockpile in the driveway?
So just make a circle, right, stockpile.
Stockpile. Okay, I'm just gonna cross.
And then make a circle, so,
Right here?
yes. And actually, you can wrap that in stake straw wattles, too.
Okay, so I'll.
So the erosions that you're saving over on the backside, you can move it
You can
around.
just put them around your stockpile.
So.
I don't think it's gonna be-
In front of the house, that might cut off the driveway for.
No, you have a spot in the bushes where that turnaround is.
In between the driveway and the tree line next to the turnaround. And by next to, I mean the left of, so that you're out of the 100.
Before you,
Probably.
Yeah, it's a horseshoe.
And then I'll just cross off the.
before I tell you, or ask you to change the silt fence line, did you make the silt fence line where you showed it because you're accessing the construction area around the
There
back of
was
the
a silt
pool?
fence there existing when they did the pool.
We were saying, yeah,
This
Yeah,
one's roof
no,
was
he's not,
before.
yeah, he's not accessing around. you're just digging sonotubes. Big fee.
So there's still a silt fence that sat there from when they did.
So you don't have to, I mean, do we want that removed? Maybe we'll ask for it removed once
Was
you
the
come
pool
in for
permitted?
Yeah, I have the old.
2017?
Conservation prints in my thing.
Okay.
That showed an addition, we're proposing one now.
Did you make a
They
note
just
to
didn't do
remove
it,
that?
and then they sold it, and now the new owners bought the property.
Okay, great. Well, no, because she had the stockpile here, and I told her that it didn't have to be in the driveway.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's probably going to be like the size of this table. or
But no,
something.
the size of the circle she drew looked accurate. It was
Yeah,
just,
okay.
didn't have to be in the driveway.
And that's it.
And then the deck removal, and then, and then the correction to the existing.
She did that.
Okay, great.
But they were saying that the silt fence is still remaining there from the last time it was filed for the pool. That's why they had that
Oh, I
line.
thought there was still some of it in the front.
No?
Maybe.
Yeah, I thought this was still here.
I mean, the plan says it has a nylon, so I don't know, nylon lasts a long time.
Yeah. Okay.
It was a nylon webbing, so.
Oh, interesting. All right, members, any questions, concerns? No? Mike? Any questions? Eric? Mark?
He just mentioned that the buyer may want to do future hardscaping, and they need to know that they're in a buffer zone, so if they're going to do any
They were trying to
work,
be
they would
careful.
have to file
They were trying
for
to
any
be
more work.
But that's going to be, further down the road for them. I don't think they can afford it right now. So they're going to have to, go through the motions.
Yep.
But I will definitely tell them.
Yeah, it would be limited to just what we're permitting, what you've requested and what we're permitting tonight. Steve, any questions or concerns on filing?
Not really, no, it's like you said, it's the structure is really sonotube, it's not like they're digging a foundation. I think it's minimum equipment.
Okay. All right.
It's a public hearing.
It's just
Anyone? Yep. Anyone in the audience have any questions or concerns regarding this hearing? Seeing none. I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Motion made by Katie Grace,
Second.
second by Eric. All those in favor?
KG Dudley, aye.
Joe Fitzpatrick, aye.
Mike Greco, aye.
Eric Ferris, aye.
Mark Mangumai.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to issue the order of conditions for 136 Perry Street with the previous conditions mentioned.
I will make the motion to issue that order of conditions, like I said, with the previous edits mentioned to the property, and then also our regular order of conditions, which includes no parking of equipment inside the 100 as well.
Motion made by Katie Grace,
Second.
second by Mike. All those in favor?
KG Dudley, aye.
Joe Fitzpatrick, aye.
Mike Greco, aye.
Ferris, aye.
Mark Mangumai.
Okay, thank you very much.
So those are typed up, ready to go, so the applicant knows.
Good.
I'll just make the changes after you sign them tonight.
Yeah, and if you want to do a revised date, and if it's not too much, you can submit it revised. What today's date for the revisions, so that the order is going to reference that.
Are they leaving that plan with us?
No.
To be part of the order, or do we get a revised plan from them?
I mean, she can give that to us tonight, but the revised date is going to be today, and she's going to give a revised plan.
Let's get a revised plan.
Yeah.
with today's date. and
That's
then
pretty simple.
I'll make the changes there. I'll make that administrative edit in the order.
Okay.
So you can back sign it.
Yeah.
Sign it today, and I'll make the changes.
Okay, thank you. 7 PM, you're all set. Thank you. 7 PM, public hearing, notice of intent, Southwest Main Street, Assessors Map 257, Parcel 3 and 4. This was not advertised in time, so we're going to move over that. 7 PM, notice of intent, public hearing continued, 38 Hemlock Street. I believe we received the plan today. Hi, good evening. Name and address?
Raouf Makaris with Alpha Omega Engineering. Representing the client for the property. Last time there was some questions about the driveway and the drainage for the driveway and the parking area. This whole area is outside the buffer zone, the house, the septic, and most of the driveway. Only this section of the driveway is in the 200 front, and this little area of the drive is in the 100-foot buffer zone. The beginning of the driveway, we did like about 6-7% slope, just a little bit flatter area, then we went up 12% slope all the way, and we raised the ground here a little bit more, a couple of feet more to get out of the water table. We also added a water quality swale with check dams on it, and also added an infiltration basin to take the runoff from the driveway to an infiltration basin. And we have also added, taken the runoff from the house roof and we send it on the underground infiltration system, which is outside the drive, outside the buffer zone, that will help with the drainage. So hopefully this will answer all the questions.
Okay. I think we just received the plan today. Okay, and the board wanted to schedule a site walk for this property?
For Hemlock Street, yeah, we had talked
Yeah.
about that.
Okay. So when would we like to schedule that site walk for?
I have a mild preference for Saturday, the 20th.
Anyone else? Everyone available for that day? What time? Steve, are you available?
Anytime Saturday works for me.
Okay. Did we like 10:30?
You did.
We collectively enjoyed being there at 10:30. All right.
I obviously didn't.
Clearly. Would you enjoy 10:30 on a Saturday, though?
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
Okay, is that good with you?
To attend the meeting or the sidewalk?
Are you available? Otherwise, it's okay if we have permission to be on the property and if it's staked.
Yeah, I should be okay.
Oh, okay, great. That's even better.
Okay, do we have any stakes out there right now?
Not yet.
Okay,
But you can have it staked for Saturday? Okay.
okay, what would you like him to stake? 4 corners of the house?
You said the center of the driveway.
Oh,
Center line of the driveway
Okay.
and the 4 corners of, is the house jurisdictional?
No.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, then it was just the driveway.
That's the driveway.
I cannot see from here. So,
No, I was
okay.
trying to remember why we excluded the house, and it's because it's.
Okay,
it's
so
not-
this is driveway only? So
Yeah,
not new single-family dwelling?
I mean, there's one on the property,
Okay.
but
Okay. All right. Steve, anything on this one?
No, I think when you go out there, I think the neighbor, I think the neighbor, she might be here tonight, she had a comment late. I'm not sure, but I know the riverfront area, but when we go out there, kind of look at, it's got a cut, which is a big issue. I'm not sure where high groundwater was, the meeting. And I'm not sure if the alternatives, I know you might have more work driveway within the riverfront, but if you had more of a, if you cut across the frontage, I don't know if Mark's got the plan, but you cut across the frontage and did more, ran more, the driveway more with the contours, that you wouldn't have so much of a cut. And I'm not the engineer, I don't know if that.
right up to the front.
This is 800.
Technically more disturbance.
If I come.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not sure if that would help impede some of the cut and runoff, but.
That's something worth considering, but his reasoning obviously is that the riparian zone is right there too. So
The
that's
100?
Yes.
the
They're
100.
in 200?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the 200
I'm
also.
only in the 200.
Correct, so I mean, we would actually, for Saturday, like the driveway staked all the way up to the 200 riverfront.
Yes.
Okay.
That was just my own, just when you're out there and walking, I went by a couple of times this weekend, it used to be an open field that's overgrown.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone in the audience have questions or concerns regarding this hearing? Anyone online? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to continue this hearing to September 12th at 7 PM.
So moved.
Motion made by Katie Grace,
Second.
second by Mark. All those in favor?
KG Dudley, aye.
Joe Fitzpatrick, aye.
Mike Greco, aye.
Eric Harris, aye.
Mark Mangumai.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks. Next item, public hearing, continued notice of intent, lot number 1 Walnut Street.
Good evening. My name is Norman Hill. I live in Grafton. I'm with Land Planning, which is also in Grafton. Here tonight representing Mary Pepka, who has 25 acres of land in the southwest portion of the town. If you go out Walnut Street, heading west, you'll cross the brook, across the river. This is perennial stream, and then the lots are on the left. So just to give you an overview, this was all flagged. The wetlands were flagged. The river was flagged. We did official perk tests, proposed 4 lots. The planning board approved the 4 lots, 4 A&R lots in the middle here, on the high ground. And then we've positioned the septics and houses to avoid touching any wetlands, so not touching anything within 100 feet of the river. Now, I gave you an overview of this. We had a site walk this Sunday. Also, Arthur Allen has checked our flags. He's confirmed the flag locations. He did adjust a couple of flags, which we have since located and shown on these revised plans. So now we'll get to lot 1. It's the lot furthest to the east, the one closest to the river. So here's lot 1. We're not proposing to do any work within 100 feet of the river. These yellow lines are the river. So there's no work proposed within 100 feet of the river. There's no work proposed within 50 feet of the wetlands. So we are in the 100-foot buffer. So I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have on lot 1.
Thank you.
Also note, we're in the 200 riparian as well.
Yes. This, I should point out that my client's willing to give you a deed restriction, agreeing that no other riverfront area will ever be touched on this 25 acres. She's willing to put the entire 25 acres on a deed restriction.
It's to offset the percentage of the
sure.
lot that they are taking.
Well, you're within the perimeters, you're the 10% of the 5,000, right?
No.
You're exceeding
Yeah,
the limit of the riverfront area
so
disturbance?
he explained this to us well. The lots exceed, but as a whole, it does not. And that's what the deed restriction
Okay.
does for us, that it
Okay.
ensures that you maintain that percentage for the
keeping up
lot as a whole.
Okay.
But it would be a violation if we were only talking about lot 1.
So,
And this aggregate plan will affect both lots 1 and 2.
So that's what the deed restriction does for us, that it
Okay.
ensures we maintain the aggregate for the whole property.
okay. I guess if they're volunteering it.
So I would also point out that...
How many square feet are you off on meeting the requirement?
We are, so on the 25 acres, there's 284,000 square feet of riverfront. So that's not quite, lower 5 acres.
That's on the aggregate.
On the whole 25 acres.
Yep.
So 5 acres of the 25 acres. We're proposing to alter 16,940, so less than a half acre. So we're well under 10% of the...
On the aggregate.
We could alter up to a half acre of land. I know we're about, or 10% of 5 acres would be a half acre, and we're less than that when you add lot 1 and 2 to that riverfront.
Okay.
I should point out, too, that we revised these plans to add a deck to each house and a shed to each lot. So whoever buys these lots, they won't be coming back to you, troubling you for a shed or a deck.
Did you also revise the locations?
I did. I rotated those houses and the wells.
Okay.
So the wells got out of that buffer zone, and the houses got more than 50, they're like 57, 58 feet away on each of the lots. So we did rotate the houses. We did everything that you had asked us to do.
And last meeting, did we receive our Allen's review?
Yes, Arthur Allen reviewed this. We did an alternative
A letter?
analysis because we're in the riverfront zone. He approved the alternative analysis.
Okay. And no comments from DEP?
No, I didn't see any comments from DEP other than file number.
Okay. All right, board, any other questions? Anyone in the audience have any questions or concerns?
So I would
I'm not
suggest as
seeing
a
anybody.
condition of approval, that you definitely put in the requirement that she does that deed restriction.
Oh, I will.
Before building permit or before occupancy? Or before transfer of property?
Let's say before building permit.
Yeah, but she could still sell it and then the person, I think it has to be before the sale, the
Yeah,
first
before the sale.
transaction.
Well, that'd be best, yeah.
Because then-
Before any property is sold.
Yes, okay. Steve, did you get that?
Yeah, prior to the transfer of property, a deed
Yep.
restriction to be submitted and approved by the Conservation Commission.
Yes, and we're putting the language in, oh, well, actually, it would just be, you're doing a conservation restriction? You gonna call that?
It's not a deed, it's a deed restriction. The lawyer drafts it up, gets recorded on the property. and
Yeah, I'm
It runs
just
with
thinking.
the property forever. From owner
Right.
to owner, always have that deed restriction.
What it needs to be submitted and approved to the commission prior to the transfer, so you have it, unless you just want to take their word for it. I don't know what the commission wants.
No, let's condition that. Let's condition it. I'm just trying to think, because we wouldn't really know until it's within the deed of each lot.
I'm sorry?
We wouldn't really know, so let's just say, okay, so before the transfer,
It's
these,
not typed up yet, so I don't know if Norm wants to submit something, give a shot at it, and at least we'll get a...
that specific condition,
I could draft something up and forward it to you.
since it's in perpetuity in the deeds for all of these you're
Not only
proposing?
the 4 lots, but all the remaining land, too.
Right. Well, the remaining land, were
It's a single lot still.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd recommend Norm the ones to write something up, and then I'll do the draft templates, and then we can review that language the 12th before you sign it.
My only thought is you could have a recorded document and then reference that recorded document in all the future deeds. So then we don't need to be bothered with, oh, did they put that line in the deed?
Okay.
So I would think that you would capture it with a one page, that it's overlaying the 25
All
acres.
25 acres.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it would probably be some sort of restriction. And then that restriction would be referenced in all the deeds.
Yep.
I think that would be the cleanest way, because then it would be reported back to us, and then nobody has to really bother with it. Okay. Board, anything else? I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Motion made by Mike. Second by Eric. All those in favor?
KG Dudley, aye.
Joe Fitzpatrick, aye.
Mike Rocco, aye.
Mark Mangum,
Okay, I will entertain a motion to issue the order for lot number 1 Walnut Street with previously discussed conditions.
So moved.
Motion made,
I was going to say so moved, and when we'll review the deed restriction as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thanks.
motion made by Katie Gray, second by Mike. All those in favor?
KG Dudley, aye.
Joe Fitzpatrick, aye.
Mike Rocco, aye.
Mark Mangum, aye.
Okay, thank you.
I
7,
just noticed the driveway does not say whether it's paved or gravel. Do you know what it's going to be?
You were going to do that, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't specified that. I'm not sure who's going to buy it, and how big how deep their pockets are. but-
well, you have counted it into your riverfront disturbance anyway, right?
I'm sorry?
You've calculated it into your riverfront disturbance,
Correct.
Yes.
so, and gravel ends up getting compacted anyway, so we'll just say, right, it's paved, yeah.
Okay.
So it compacts down
can be gravel.
to an impervious.
So you want this driveway paved? Is that what you-
I think to be safe, you note it, and it's not a requirement, but
Okay.
it's,
You gonna put that as a condition?
yeah,
Okay,
I think just in case someone says anything.
that's fine.
It was calculated into the coverage.
It was.
Yeah. as impervious.
It's impervious regardless, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking it probably was, yeah. But I wouldn't mind if it was not paved. I mean, I'd be
Right.
fine with it being a
Right.
gravel
So
driveway.
you're not making it a requirement, they have to pave it, they can if they want.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I would.
Better.
Yes, yeah, that's what, where he's going with that, because it wasn't specified. But you don't have a buyer, so who knows? Why would you specify it either way? So I would just say, yeah, approved as paved, but could be anything, any impervious,
All right.
something like that. Steve can write that in. Okay, 7 PM public hearing, continue notice of intent, lot number 2, Walnut Street.
So on lot number 2, we move a little further away from the river. This is the 40 scale drawing. So the river's over here. Put the 20 scale drawing, we can zoom in on it a little bit. So the 100-foot river is here. The house, septic, driveway over here. But they are touching, the 200-foot does go right through the garage. It just misses the septic, but the driveway and the garage, and a part of the garage are in the 100 to 200. Is the 100-foot wetland line. There's really no construction proposed within the 100-foot, although over here, you got a well. That well's only like 70 feet from the edge of wet. But we're not proposing to alter any wetland, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have on lot 2.
Thank you. And what's the distance from the buffer? Closest?
Well, here's your 100-foot river.
No,
200-foot river's there, so
BVW?
BBW, the house is, this is the 100. So the house and the driveway are outside the 100. The septic's outside the 100, it's outside the 200 river.
It's just in
Okay.
the river.
Okay,
It's just the well that's within the 100 feet.
Right, the
Yes,
well's
that's correct.
not
Okay.
on my plan, but it's back here.
okay.
This is all nice gravelly soil. All 4 of these lots had nice gravelly soil and good perk test.
We touched the soil, it was gravelly.
Oh, good. Had a little learning day.
Yeah.
What is that sign right there?
It says
Gravelly
parking
drive.
driveway, yeah.
Parking driveway? Okay. All right.
It's got a little P in parentheses.
Anyone in the audience have any questions? Seeing none. Board, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Motion made by Katie Grace,
Second.
second by Mark. All those in favor?
KG Dudley, aye.
Joe Fitzpatrick, aye.
Mike Greco, aye.
Eric Harris, aye.
Mark Mangumai.
Thank you. Entertain a motion to issue the order of conditions for lot number 2 Walnut Street with the deed restriction prior to transfer of property, and the driveway can either be paved or gravel or other impervious.
So moved.
Motion made by Katie Grace,
Second.
seconded by Mike. All those in favor?
KG Dudley, aye.
Joe Fitzpatrick, aye.
Mike Greco, aye.
Eric Harris, aye.
Mark Mangumai.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll move a little further west to lot 3. So we're further from the river now. In fact, I don't even think the riverfront appears on this. Yeah, there's no riverfront, river's way over here. So we've got a house, septic, and well. We've moved the well outside the 25. We've rotated the house outside the 50. We've added the deck and shed. And the wetlands are out back. Here's where the wetlands are, way out back. So this is,
Erosion control.
You don't get one.
these are about
None for you.
25, 50, and 100. So the house is within 100, but more than 50.
So I'm also not looking at the lot
Yeah,
plans.
okay, all right.
Excuse me,
Yes?
where's the police station?
Downstairs in the basement.
Oh, you have to go outside?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, and we have a stockpile area, we have the erosion controls, we have erosion controls around there. No
Yeah, the
parking
erosion-
within the 100.
Yeah, we've got the erosion controls wrapped all the way around.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's your tree line.
Yeah, Yeah, it's a tree line and the erosion control.
Okay, it just, it only
They're gonna stop
says
the
tree
trees.
line.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, she's looking. I
My
think,
plan only
overall.
says trees.
Oh,
That's
it's
overall
the
plan.
Sediment erosion control barrier.
Perfect.
Okay, wonderful.
Board, any questions? Audience, any questions? I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Motion made by Katie Grace,
Second.
second by Mike. All those in favor?
KG Dudley, aye.
Joe Fitzpatrick, aye.
Mike Greco, aye. Eric Harris, aye.
Mark Mangumai.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to issue the order of conditions for lot number 3 Walnut Street.
So moved.
Motion made by Katie Grace,
Second.
second by Mike. All those in favor?
KG Dudley, aye.
Joe Fitzpatrick, aye.
Mike Greco, aye. Eric Harris, aye.
Mark Mangumai.
Okay, 7 PM, public hearing continue, notice of intent, lot number 4 Walnut Street.
So lot number 4 is still furthest from the road, it's further west. It's pretty much very similar to lot 3. And then you've got the wetlands out back. And the house is between the 50 and the 100. We rotated the house to get further from the 50, moved the well out of the 25, we added a deck and a shed.
Okay, board, any questions on this lot? Anyone in the audience have any questions? I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Hold, please. Mark, did you have a question?
Just open the plan.
I know you're a fast study. Were there any edits to this plan with, after the review
Well,
from
we
Art?
added the deck and the shed.
Any
and
flags
rotated
moving?
the house out of the 50.
Okay,
It was exactly 50, now it's like 50, now it's like, I can't remember, maybe 56.
okay.
It was like 51 before, so we rotated back and moved the well out of the 25. We had siltation controls again all the way around.
It's
Good.
consistent with the other ones. I'm
Okay.
fine.
All right. There's a motion made by Mike to close the public hearing. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Eric. All those in favor?
KG Dudley, aye.
Joe Fitzpatrick, aye.
Mike Greco, aye. Eric Harris, aye.
Mark Mangumai.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to issue the order of conditions for lot number 4 Walnut Street.
So moved.
Motion made by Mike,
Seconded.
second by Katie Grace. All those in favor?
KG Dudley, aye.
Joe Fitzpatrick, aye.
Mike Greco, aye. Eric Harris, aye.
Mark Mangumai.
Okay, thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you very, very much, and congratulations. You have a baby amongst you soon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Best.
it's a Concom baby.
Make sure to bring the
Good
baby
luck.
to.
Yay.
Good luck, Casey.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
7 PM, public hearing, notice of intent, Whiten Reservoir Dam Operation and Maintenance Manual. Steve, do you want to give us a brief update on that?
I think they're still waiting to finish their survey of the invasive species.
Okay. Did we discuss the timeline on this and
We should-
re-notification?
Should do that while the species is still there.
Well, I think they sent an email last week. They've been waiting for DEP and other issues going back and forth of who they could use. I think they had a couple of consultants that had to get approved, and that took a while. And so she did send an email last meeting saying that they're still in the middle of their review. So I'll have them come in regardless, maybe on the 12th, and just give an update. It's been so long.
If you would like them to have an email sent with an update, I would say that's good.
That's good?
Yeah, that's good enough, because if they don't have any new, if they're waiting on everyone else, why even have them come if there's no new information? Anything else, Steve?
I think this is one thing to be signed in this to be signed folder, and then the orders that you approved should be ready and typed, ready to sign.
Start passing those. Okay. Board, anything else? Thank you, Joe, for joining us.
Sign it or you can pass it.
Yeah, my apologies, Joe, I didn't know if I knew you were gonna come, I would have gotten your folder, so I gave you Jen's card, my card, Jen's card, so just send an email so we can start sending this stuff.
We need all your contact Okay. Yep, perfect. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion made by Katie Grace.
Second.
Second by Mike. All those in favor?
KG Dudley, aye.
Joe Fitzpatrick, aye.
Mike Greco, aye.
Mark Wondermite.
Thank you very much.